Hey class, welcome to week 2 of MUS 110 online for Nash Community College. Congratulations on making it through week 1. I'm looking at many completed assignments on Connect, and most all of you have registered and gotten all your work in on time, so I do appreciate that. I hope you haven't had too much trouble. I wanted to remind you to take a look at the survival guide that I sent to you for this class. I can't remember if I added in there, but if you ever have difficulty with Connect or Edpuzzle, which we're going to talk about in a minute, make sure that you're using either Chrome as your browser or Firefox. Sometimes Connect prefers Firefox. So if you have both of them downloaded, sometimes it's a good thing. Unfortunately, sometimes Edpuzzle works best on Chrome. And so if you have technical problems, check your browsers. Those are really the only two that I recommend. The other thing that I want to, I'm just going to highlight your assignments for week 2. Remember, all of your assignments can be found. We already finished with this week here. So week 2, I will have them dated so you know exactly where we are at all times, as long as you know what the date is. And so this will be opened to you shortly. I haven't quite opened it yet. But you will see, in case you have missed this, there is a checklist. And I put the checklist at the top just so you make sure that you see everything that you have for the week, and so that you can kind of gauge how much time it's going to take you to do everything. And you won't be able to fully tell until you get into everything, but at least you will see a list. And if you see a really long list, like 8 listening assignments, you probably need to get on them. Sometimes a listening assignment can be quite lengthy, as you saw in week 1, because the Britain listening assignment was 20 minutes long. That is definitely the exception. And so make sure that you start with your smart book. You get into that by reading. Finding it here. It's somewhere in here, it's right in there. Okay, so make sure that you read, then you start in on your Learn Smart activities. This week you will have sections 6 through 10, and each one of those are worth different amounts of points. It shouldn't take you that long to complete. And then you have 4 listening activities that are worth 60 points. Please use all of the information from week 1 and this week's work to help you review for your test that's coming up. We do have a unit 1 test. Just so if you didn't know this already, you do not have a comprehensive final in this course. We do 6 units of music, basically. The first unit is on the elements of music. And then we go into our first period of music history, all the way up until the 6th unit being the 20th century. And so it's broken up into 6 pieces throughout the semester. You will have 6 unit tests, but there is no comprehensive final. Yay! And so there are quizzes at the end of each week over that week's work, and then that'll help you be ready for a unit test, hopefully. Okay, and so you have everything that is listed here is also listed again down below. Okay, so don't think you have all this to do and then you have all of this to do. It's the same stuff. Okay, and remember that you do not have to check off anything. Even though I created a checklist, that's just for you to look at. It's not for you to check off unless you need to check everything off. All right, and so you'll do your reading, your Learn Smart activities just like last week. Then you'll do your listening activities just like last week. Make sure you answer all the questions. and then review everything that you can from week 1. You can go back into week 1 into your Learn Smart. I think I had that up already. Anything from here, you can go back and complete it again, okay, as a review. If you're not sure about some of the rhythm stuff, or you're not sure about melody or whatever, or I would definitely go back and listen to at least some of these again, because you will be asked questions on your unit test over that listening, okay? And so you cannot retake your quiz any week, and so basically your Learn Smart activities, you do them once and you're done. You can go back and review them as many times as you like as a review. You can go into the part where it says something about more work or more whatever on the Learn Smart, and so it can delve into deeper questions just as a bigger, deeper review. Then you can go back and listen to these, but for your grade, some of you were concerned about that this week, but for your grade, I take your best attempt. So once you get to 100%, which in some cases is only 10 points, once you get to that, then you're done with it. You may go back and listen as many times as you like. You can listen 100 times. It's just not necessary unless you just really have that kind of time and want to spend that kind of time listening to the music. And so it's not necessary. I would definitely review them, because listening to something once is not always going to give you everything that you need to be able to recall it on a test. And so that's basically how my quizzes, how my unit tests work. So I'll go back into week 2 assignments, and you will see them listed here, as you hear my dryer going off in the background maybe. And then the only other thing, the test, I'll talk about when it's going to open. And the only other thing I'm asking you to do is to complete your Edpuzzle registration. So first of all, let's get to details about the test. Here are your week 2 Connect assignments that are due by next Monday. And then make sure and review. Your test will open on Friday, actually Thursday at midnight, but Friday morning at 12 a.m. your test will open. You will have until Monday to complete your test, and you may use this link to get to Connect for your assignments. Just make sure and log in with the same email address. So the other thing that I want to talk about is how to register for Edpuzzle for our classroom. First of all, you're going to go to this link. We'll do that in just a moment. Then you're going to use the red Google tab to enter and log in or create an account. Make sure you use your Nash email, and then use this code below to join. Okay, so you might not need to write that down or copy it or something. So this is what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to go into this Edpuzzle. Okay, maybe that's not the right one. Take me home. I'm logged in, so I need to log out. I'm going to log in. You're going to go to I'm a student, and then you are going to use the Google tab. Make sure, don't do all this here. Go in with your Google, then your Google is going to show up. This is my Nash Online Faculty. It's going to show up with you should have a page with your Nash email. Okay? So go ahead and go to where you do a login page. Hopefully you can get that. Go to a login page that looks like this. You may need to sign up. Make sure you use your Nash email to do so. If you already have one, log in, and then that is where you'll need to put in our code for this class once you log in. Okay, you can log in right there by signing in, and then use the code that's back on this page. LENGOJU. You may need to use it in lowercase. Not sure. Hopefully it gets you in. The last thing I'm going to do, this is where this instructor video is. So hopefully you found it. And then you may open up this PowerPoint presentation for Unit 1. This is just extra information for you. I will always have this under class resources, and just avail yourself to that resource if you would like to do so. It kind of summarizes the chapter pretty quickly. And that's it for this week. Beginning next week, we will have Edpuzzle assignments that you can only do and attempt one time. Unless you have a technical difficulty, then I can reset it for you. But otherwise, Edpuzzle is just a one attempt. So you have one attempt at quizzes, tests, Edpuzzle. You have unlimited attempts at Learn Smart and listening. And that's it. It should be pretty easy. Hopefully you won't have any extra questions, any more questions. But if you do, you can text me or call me, email me, and I'll try to answer you as fast as I possibly can. Good luck this week, and enjoy learning about the rest of our elements. Then we're going to get started using those elements to describe the music that we will be studying in Unit 2. Have a great week.